survival. For those who have fought to keep Halifax Town alive, and 14 times they've had to go cap in hand to the Football League to seek for re-election, tonight's match offers a reward in feeling and in finance. The Spurs, the Shea, as this tiny little ground in a Yorkshire dale is known, may be but a stopping point on the season's first road to Wembley. But for the regular Halifax supporters, among a crowd some 8 times greater than their usual league gate, tonight is the stuff of dreams. That's their lineup, 6 of the 12 new to the club this season, 3 teenagers, 1 20-year-old. And with the exception of Paddy Roach, who spent 9 years at Manchester United, names really known only to football speak. The transfer fees paid to put that team together is rather less than Tottenham's weekly wage bill. Alan Little is the older brother of Brian of Aston Villa, who scored the winning goal in this competition back in 1977. And Jeff Cook, once of Stoke, will be happy to do battle with an old buddy. Garth Crooks, who also started his career there, and whose form on Saturday against Aston Villa means that Clive Allen's return after suspension takes him only as far as the substitutes bench. Mickey Hazard has a thigh strain, and so he's replaced in midfield by Steve Perriman, whose place at right back is taken by another international, Danny Thomas. The referee for this second round, first leg match, is Mark Scott of Nottingham. The fixture really couldn't offer a greater contrast, although there are 2 legs of the tie. For Halifax Town in the blue shirts and white shorts, it's really only about the next 90 minutes. What might happen at Tottenham in a fortnight's time should be put clearly out of their mind. Here's Gallagher's first touch. Here's Watson. Gary Mabbott. About 1,000 Tottenham supporters in the crowd. Steve Perriman. Wide on the left, Tony Galvin, wearing his favoured number 9, and might have a crack. Oh, and a good one too by Tony Galvin, who's a local boy here. He was born just up the road at Huddersfield, and he was given a lot of room then. Hit a real curler, just went over the angle of post and crossbar. Here's Roach. Watson with the throw. Thornber trying to make the run. And the first opportunity, but he really had to stretch for it, did Jeff Cook. Alan Little, who set up the opportunity. No problem for Pod. Pod, one of the senior citizens, 32 years old, came from Bradford City in the close season. Gallagher underneath it with Stevens. Falco, Nil at his back. Crooks. Chidozie on the right. Thomas behind him. Tottenham putting 4 into the box. One of the Mabbotts. Chidozie testing the surface when he didn't want to. It's not a particularly good clearance. Straight to low. Cook. Nice idea, looking for Little, and it almost worked. Thornber. Thomas. Free kick will be given. Well, the referee seemed to indicate he would give it, but the linesman was flagging in Halifax's favour, but in the end play continued. There's young Thornber. It's one of the teenagers. Paul Miller. Watson. It's a chase for Lowe. Watched by Billy Eyre. Chidozie. Good work by Thornber. Here's Falco. It's a good try. Confidence of a man who's already scored 7 times this season. Doesn't hesitate from the far edge of the area as we looked. Comfortable turn. Again, he was given a bit of room as Garvin was earlier. Gallagher. Abbots. Watson caught slightly in 2 minds, but it fell for him. Strong challenge by Miller. Simon Lowe, who came here from Barnsley. Cook is waiting in the middle. And the flag is up for offside. Peter Shreves, the Spurs manager, deciding to join those on the bench. Chidozie, first chance to try and get a run at Watson. Watson held him up, it was good enough. Thomas. 4 waiting. It came off the post from Falco. Paddy Roach really searching for the ball. It was past him and hit the base of the woodwork. Here's Gallagher. And it's a cup dive incident, and one obviously being enjoyed by the crowd. Watson. Thornber. Needed a little more composure. Well, certainly the shot had beaten Paddy Roach. Problem for Eyre, but not for Roach. Get out of my way. Miller. And ball Perriman. Watson. Slightly miscued. Low. Todd. Foul by Crooks. Just a bit of elbow. I don't think there's any question. There was a definite push. Todd. Ball seemed to stick then for a moment. Good header by Lowe, and Thornber couldn't keep it down. By no means an easy one, and Lowe applauds the attempt. Oh, what a good header by the number 9. Todd who hit the long ball. Look at this, he knew where the defender was. In came Thornber, but the bounce was a bit high, and he couldn't get over the top of the ball. I think he got underneath it, and it went over the crossbar. Halfway through the first half. An interesting first leg here. Leaders of the First Division certainly being made to battle. Here's Chidozie, out by Nil. Little. Little, like his brother, also started at Aston Villa, but he went to a few points after that. Thomas. Chidozie. A lot of pace. Must be by Falco. Number 8 scores goal number 8 of the season. And it was the pace of Chidozie which set up the opportunity, which produced a simple and clinical finish. Watson really not with a hope of catching Chidozie here. Any challenge would have been dangerous, and look at that. So easy, but so well done. So the First Division leaders have the lead in the 26th minute. Good play by Lowe. Little. Mabbotts. Watson. Perryman. Steve Perryman, who survives from the successful Tottenham League Cup sides of the early 70s. And the Tottenham crowd have been watching him now for 15 years. Hard making ground, but throws in. 1 or 2 moving off for half-time cups of tea. And everybody can go now as the players come off the field with Mark Falco, the scorer of the only goal, and following a goal scored by a Tottenham centre-forward of days gone by. 31 years ago, in fact, when Tottenham played here in the 5th round of the FA Cup, when Len Dukerman scored and Tottenham went on to win by 3-0. At half-time in the Milk Cup of 1984, Spurs 1, Halifax Town 0. Some early autumn dew trapped in lush-looking turf. Really, Spurs can have no complaints about a first-class pitch, which is a great tribute to the work of Norman Southernwood, who, during the time that hosepipes weren't allowed because of the drought, used the bath water after the players' training to keep his pitch in this condition. One might even suggest that it's a pitch too good for an upset, but that remains to be seen. First free kick of the half leaves Barry Gallagher limping a little bit and produces a Halifax free kick. Villiers will take it. Met by Miller. Stevens rather uncomfortably away. That's a good header from Little to Pod. It's Galvin who covered the forward movement of Cook. Gallagher's thinking wasn't quite as quick as that of Simon Lewis. Falco. Crooks. Falco. 6'3" of Alan Nill in prone position to get the ball out. Thomas. He's got a lot to play for in this match, Danny Thomas. To get his place back in the first choice lineup. And if he do that, there might be further hopes in store for him. Gallagher. Watson. Low. Corner. The referee had a quick word, it seemed, with Perryman then, because there was a clash off the ball, which looked accidental to me, but it certainly took an attacker out of the play. Low in the 6-yard box. Free kick, in fact, has been given just on the edge of the area. Indeed, it couldn't be much closer. Low has come right out. Nil has taken a position on the near post. Here's Watson. Came off Falco. And fell fortunately. Little. Mabbott, good header. Cook was the attacker. Thornber. Thomas. Away goes Chidozie. Shorter to Galvin. Here's Chidozie. Crooks far post. Falco in the middle. Here's Falco! His second of the night. Coming in the 56th minute. Well, they say the best attacks are those of simplicity. Indeed, the best football is that of simplicity. Chidozie went away after Thomas had initially played it short to Galvin, and there was Falco waiting alongside Crooks. Falco's second goal of the evening. I mentioned at half-time he'd followed a famous centre-forward of other days, and then Dukeman in the FA Cup tie here back in 1953. He's now done what Les Bennett did that particular afternoon and scored twice. As for Halifax, their hopes of following their FA Cup success against Malcolm Allison's Manchester City back in 1980 in the third round seem to have disappeared. It's Perryman. Gallagher. Low. Needed rather too many touches. Didn't have much room for manoeuvre, to be fair to him. Gallagher, fine save by Ray Clements. Oh, that's the mark of the man. He hasn't needed to be in the game, but when he was called upon, he saved from point-blank range. Really did very well indeed. Okay, covering the near post alongside Thomas, moving out a little bit further. That might have gone anywhere. In fact, it goes out off Kendall for the goal kick. Ray Clements began his Liverpool career in this competition 16 years ago yesterday, playing against Swansea in a League Cup tie. Todd. Free kick against Chris Houghton. Referee alongside, but I don't think the air was ruffled between them. Gallagher. Yeah. Mark Falco taking his total to 9, but it really was a very good move room for Gidosi. And Barco appearing just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Had a parry, but couldn't be held. Nevitt. Garvin. Space for Gidosi, they'd all been pulled. Came off Watson. He has a few words with the 18-year-old Thornber. Variation. Back to Perryman. Niftily done. Oh, beauty. Garth Crooks has been scoring goals in shoals for the reserves in matches before the season started. What a great piece of play by Steve Perryman. Look at the pace of the man. Left them all for dead, and a lovely little floated chip, which was such an invitation to Crooks. 3-0 to Spurs, and a goal of class. Well, I think the third goal of great importance to Tottenham, bearing in mind that they play the second leg of this second round tie in the Milk Cup in the same week as they play the live match against Liverpool. And they will be happy not to have that much to do in the second leg against this 4th division side. And Crooks, no doubt, delighted to get on the score sheet for the first time for the senior team this season. Gidosi. Perryman. Oh, here goes Crooks again. Roach to meet him. Maybe Crooks will now put behind him the disappointment that he felt in not scoring with his head against Aston Villa when Mervyn Day denied him so well. Stevens. Away by nil. Gallagher. Gallagher. And through Miller. Not too many do that. Cook. Stevens across. Goal kick. Barco. Stevens. Thomas takes over as the winger. Crooks. Time to look up. Got a bit of curl in that, but the goalkeeper had come well forward. Stevens and Gallagher arm linked. Crooks. Falco in the middle. Galvin has gone there as well. Stevens. Lowe looks to see if any help is at hand. Oh, maybe I did him an injustice. Thornber. Yes! Gallagher. Oh, did I see Ray Clement smiling? Or did he deceive me? Certainly looking a bit thoughtful now. Thornber's studied cross. And Gallagher's header that I think Ray Clements thought was going wide. Well, it's given the home crowd good reason to cheer. They've scored against the First Division leaders, albeit the First Division leaders have now scored a fourth goal and the second for Garth Crooks. Another beauty, it has to be said. A lot of room again for Chidozie. And I suspect that Crooks got away from his man too, as he certainly did, got in front. 4-1 to Spurs. Second for Crooks. And a reply of some quality after surprisingly conceding one at the other end. Here's Lowe. Pod. Kendall's shot. Nil. And blocked on the line. It's Kendall who turned on it. Lillu won it in the air. And it seemed almost as the goalkeeper, with a bit of help, sat on it. Well, the match seemed to be dying and suddenly it's burst into flame once more. The result certainly isn't in doubt, but the football is being maintained at a pretty high pitch of excitement. Clements certainly seemed to have a little bit of fortune. The header was from Nil. That's Kendall who turns on it. I'm not even sure whether it reached Ray Clements. Corner saved. Lowe, then he sets up Mabbott. Crooks, Galvin, Houghton sprints forward. Speed all over this Tottenham team. Crooks, feel like Falco wants the hat-trick. Flag is up for offside, but play will continue. And here's Crooks. And he's being held, but it doesn't matter. He has his hat-trick. Watson tried to pull him back. He got that half yard ahead. Long ball forward. He got between the two. There's the moment of the pull, but a steady manager managed to toe poke it in. Off seemingly his wrong foot. A little knock in the process, but he has a hat-trick and Spurs have 5. Thornber. Garth Crooks trying to shrug off his knock. Look at the pace he showed to get between the two, and he was held there and still found time for the flick with his left foot. Came off the instep. Thomas. (5-1) for Spurs. Mark Falco scoring twice, and a second half hat-trick for Garth Crooks, with Barry Gallagher getting the consolation goal for Halifax Town. A moment really for Steve Perryman to remember how beautifully he made the third. And for Halifax, consolation in the fact that after they play the second leg at Tottenham, they pick up £2,500 for going out in the second round of the competition. And here tonight at the Shea, record receipts of £16,383.